reported a healthy set of numbers for the third quarter. PAT and NII came in line with the expectations, and PAT for the quarter rose 3.7% to 6,071 crore rupees. The GNPA came in at 1.58% versus 1.73%, improving 15 basis points on a sequential basis. My colleague Gaurav is standing by. He's joining us on a phone line with all that number crunching. Take it away, Gaurav.
So as you said that we have seen the Axis Bank's report has come up, and if you look at the NII growth, which is net interest income, that was healthy at 9.4% on a YOY basis and sequentially also increased by 1.8%. If you look at PPOP, which is pre-provisional operating profit, that was also up almost by 2.7% on a sequential basis, which is actually higher than what the street is expecting, a little higher. And PAT was again in line with what the street is expecting, up 1% on a sequential basis and 1.2% on a YOY basis. Talking about the asset quality, gross NPAs and net NPAs, actually gross NPAs declined by 15 bps on a quarter-on-quarter basis to 1.58%, and net NPAs were flat at 0.36%. Talking about the asset size, if you look at the deposits, now they stand at 10.04 lakh crore rupees, and they were up almost by 18% on a YOY basis. And advances also showed a healthy growth of 22% on a YOY basis, which gives to a number of 9.32 lakh crores. And this translates into credit to deposit at 93% versus what it was at 94% in the last quarter. Let's also talk about net interest margin, which was important for the bank. It came up at 4.01%, actually in line with what the street was expecting. Declined almost by 10 bps on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but it was not a negative surprise for the street. And let's also focus on the ROE. The bank has maintained its ROE more than 18% for the last 6 quarters now. And if you look at the loan growth, all 3 segments delivered strong growth. I mean, growth in retail, SMEs, and corporates all were positive. And lastly, bank has also said that they are going to complete their city integration by first half of FY25. So we may expect some numbers coming up on that as well. And lastly, let's also look at CET1 ratio, which now stands at 13.71%. So the overall impact of the RBI's guidance came up at 17 bps as per the bank, but bank organically accreted 39 bps worth of CET1 during 9 months of FY24. So that was also healthy for the bank to some extent. So all in all, it seems that the results were in line, or rather better than what the street is expecting. Let's hear it from let's wait for the management call, and let's see how management has to how management talks about the growth from this quarter going ahead.
Gaurav, thank you so much for joining in with all that number crunching.